We are in Alaska going on a very exciting adventure this weekend. We are going to Lake Clark National Park. This national park is only accessible by bush plane. So we booked that bush plane a while ago, and we're going to be staying at an off-grid cabin. So the cabin has everything we need in terms of shower, kitchen, and all that. So it's kind of like a really nice place in the middle of nowhere. There's no cell service, there's no food, and there's no like other amenities. So we've got to pack everything we need, and we're allowed 50 pounds each, and we're only going for the weekend. So I'm not super stressed. Just trying to figure out everything that we want to pack right now.
So to start, we have a normal like carry-on sized backpack thing that we've used before. It basically has one big compartment over here and another one here and one on the front. This has all of our clothes for both of us, 2 pairs of hiking boots, and then there's a pack in the front that has a couple more like accessory items. So that's all of our clothes for the weekend, and we know that when this thing is fully packed out with just clothes and shoes, it's like 20 pounds.
Trying to pack ahead of time for food and stuff. We leave tomorrow, but we're just trying to get done because we have work tomorrow and don't want to have to do this because we leave like right at the end of the work day. So it's going to be a little bit crazy. So we've got some Cliff Bars for breakfast. I know it's not a lot, but we're going to bring a lot of snacks, hopefully. We're just going to do ramens for dinners. We could get more creative, I know. We're going to bring eggs, but this is what we're bringing, okay? Tons of trail mix for the trails, obviously. And then we're going to do sandwiches. We have way more bread than this, but it's in the fridge. And that we're going to pack a cooler bag with like our sandwich meats, cheese, and anything else cold like the eggs that we're bringing. And then we've got a couple Gatorades for electrolytes because we're planning on doing a 9-mile hike while we're there. So Dylan and I are both, I think, gonna bring a carry-on backpack and then the Cotopaxi bag and this cooler bag. And I think we're just gonna limit it to that.
Can't forget the coffee.
We don't know if they have a coffee maker. It says full kitchen, so we're gonna bring the AeroPress because it's small and we can fit it.
So we're planning on hiking while we're there. So we're gonna take our go-to hiking packs. One is a little bit bigger and the other one is a little bit smaller. They both have 2-liter bladders. They have water there, so we don't have to bring water. This bag though, I think we can fit this bag, and we're gonna bring the nice camera lens. Both of those can fit in there. And then some outdoor essentials for hiking. We have bear spray, sunscreen, and bug spray. All
right, Dylan and I are now parked at the Anchorage airport. We are going to take an Uber from this airport to the small airfield because our van won't fit in their parking garage. It's 10:08 and we are leaving at 11. So, or no, we have to be checked in by 11 and we leave at noon. So Dylan's gonna bring his work stuff with us and he's gonna work on the road while we go. Okay, so we're all packed up. We've got our 2 backpacks. We've got the cooler full, and we've got our larger backpack right there. And there's Dylan's work computer that he's bringing. Okay, ready for this adventure. The airfield, we checked in. Over here we weighed all of our luggage. We were allowed 50 pounds each. We were fine. And then over here we checked in. We brought water, candy, free water, free candy, and we're just waiting till our flight, which I think we have an hour. Heading to our plane, ready to go. Dylan and I didn't know what to expect from our first bush plane in Alaska, but let me tell you, we were simply blown away. The day started off a little overcast, but soon we were flying above rivers, creeks, and streams, and the day started to get a little brighter. Soon we found ourselves in the mountains, surrounded by glaciers, waterfalls, and breathtaking beauty. We continued further into the mountains and deeper into the Alaska remote wilderness, and I could tell that this was going to be the trip of a lifetime. Our pilot continued into the mountain pass, and this was where it got unbelievable. He deftly navigated mountain peaks and ridges, getting so close that at times I was just a little bit nervous. I love feeling small as you're surrounded by tall mountains and beautiful landscapes. It's truly an incredible feeling. We emerged through the pass and over Lake Clark. The color of the water was absolutely mesmerizing, and I was excited to land and have a weekend off-grid in this Alaskan wilderness. They picked us up. We put all of our luggage in. That was the prettiest flight I've ever been on in my life. What do you think?
Agreed.
Like, we were in awe the whole time.
Phenomenal.
Phenomenal. And off we go. They picked us up. We're going to our cabin.
Welcome to our crib.
This is amazing. This cabin is beautiful. The lake is beautiful. We thought we were gonna be off grid, but they just got Starlink a month ago, which is funny because that's how we like get internet in the van. Hot shower, outhouse to go to the bathroom, right on the lake. There's a food truck and stuff in town, so we're gonna walk to town and check it out. But I cannot get over like how beautiful this all is. We're staying at Tulchina Cabin. So if you're looking for going to Lake Clark, they also have a campground. This is where you should stay. We're out here at Lake Clark and we just got introduced to our cabin. Now we're gonna go walk to town and just check it out, go to the visitor center. There's supposedly a food truck and a place for sweets and coffee. We just want to see those for like the rest of the weekend. But it is fantastic out here. 10 out of 10. We're just walking along the airstrip, looking for the visitor center. We think we're going the right way. I mean, we're definitely going the right way. There's two airstrips, so it might be on the next one over. But it's beautiful, so no complaints. We're in no rush. We've got nothing to do. We found the food truck. Obviously, we got a milkshake. Really good milkshake. You gotta look both ways when you cross the airstrip. So we shared our flight with a local guy. He's worked in the Park Service actually for like 30 years and he's traveled all over, but now he lives in Alaska. So he's telling us a lot as we were flying. He was super fun to talk to, but he also told us that apparently on Port Alsworth there's a big like religious community with some evangelical Christians, and a lot of them live here. So we just passed their Bible camp, 60 years. So I guess that's a large community, or like a portion of the people who live on this island. And otherwise, I don't really know who lives here. It's really small and it's really cute. And we're just enjoying walking around. And we're gonna hike up the tippy top tomorrow. Very excited. We went to the cranberry patch, which is like a cute little spot with pastries and coffee. We did not think that this stuff would even be here. Like, they literally told us to bring all of our food.
Yeah. Well, it's only really those two places.
Yeah, it's only those two places.
So I think for like a lot of your food, you need, it would be hard to eat out every time, I think.
Yeah, but we are gonna go back to the food stand after our long hike tomorrow and get some burgers, satisfy our stomachs after, I think we're hiking like 10 miles. They say the longer that you're with someone, the more similar you get. And we're wearing the same shirt. Dylan and I have really had a chill afternoon. We read and then both of us took a little nap out on the porch and we got cozy, but then it started getting pretty cold out there and windy, so we're back inside. We're gonna make some ramen. It's like 6:45. It's just been nice to slow down and relax here. Saturday morning. It's 7:45 and we are off to go hiking in Lake Park. There's one trail, they say to give it 8 hours, or there's a bunch of trails, there's a few trails, but there's one trail up to the mountaintop. They say to give it like 8 hours, so we're trying to get back and get some good food at the food truck when we're done and see how the hike goes. Alright, we just walked a mile, like 1.3 to get to the trailhead, and now it's time to start our hike. It's 8:10, 1.6 miles in on the actual hike. Got to the cutoff of the mountain, and it is a steep climb up there. I think it's like 30-something hundred feet.
3,600.
How you feeling?
Pretty tired.
Just gonna have to go slow and push through. We're a little more than 2 miles in, and the scariest thing is that we have 3,000 more feet of elevation to gain and only 2 miles to do it. 3 miles in, 1,200 feet up. So how many left do we have?
We have, our current elevation is 1430. And the elevation at the top of the mountain is 3880.
2,400 to go in a mile and a half. It's gonna be a tough climb. Okay, we got up to less than a mile to go. Sweat is dripping all over me. And I think we've reached the non-maintained part of the portion. We were gonna stop and taking a view, but I didn't realize the non-maintained portion started. Dylan and I just thought we heard a bear and freaked out. And then these tiny little mice just went across the trail. So that's where we're at. Looking fresh to death, very tired. Okay, well, we finally got to some freaking stunning views. And I think we see the summit, but it could be a false summit. We're not sure, because it seems too short. I'll show you. Yeah, we hope it's the summit. It was definitely a false summit. There's the summit. I think we're gonna try and make it up there, but this is a beautiful place to stop as well. Time to conquer the mountain. 0.2 left to get to the top. We've made it 3,200 feet up. Only about 450 to go. It's steep, but I think that's behind me. It's beautiful out here, and I feel strong. And we're gonna go slow. We made it to the top. I got to like 3,700 feet of elevation up, like that I gained on the hike. It's windy up here. It's a little high up, but it is freaking gorgeous. And it got windy up here. So we're gonna eat our sandwiches and enjoy ourselves. How are you doing? It's getting windy up here and cold, so we're gonna head down. It's fucking freaking beautiful. But I can't last up here. Something I don't talk a lot about on YouTube is that I have multiple sclerosis. And for the most part, it's benign and like I don't have many symptoms. But the one most annoying symptom I do have is that if I get to like an extreme temperature, like hot or cold, then my hands and feet will fall asleep while I'm using them. So my hands just, while I was on the hardest part of the section for me, because I hate downhill, my hands both fell asleep and they're still asleep. And it's just like, we made it down back to the junction for the falls of the mountain. We're so tired, but we're gonna add on a 1.5 miles extra to go see the falls because it just makes sense to do it now. We are getting close, and I cannot wait to not be hiking anymore. We started at 8. It's 2:30. We've got about a little more than a mile to go. We made it back to the trailhead for a total of 4,100 feet and 11.7 miles on the day. It's still beautiful out, so we're gonna go see if we can find a place to take a dip in the water and then grab food. Like maybe cool lake temperature, but not anything frigid or anything. Also, we were right there earlier, right there. Wow. Back at the food truck, ready to eat an early 4 o'clock dinner. You know what time it is. It's shake o'clock. We had to get more chocolate shakes, obviously they're so good. And we had a long hike, so worth it. We're gonna drink them as we walk back to the cabin for a chill night together in our lovely abode. So we got milkshakes and burgers, and we talked for a while with the people who work there. They're also part of the religious community that earlier I said kind of runs a lot of this town. We had a really good talk with them about traveling. They were so sweet. They made really good milkshakes, and I just really enjoyed having a chat with them. Like, we talked to them the whole time we ate pretty much, so that was nice. Good morning, Dylan. Good morning.
Good morning.
We just chilled last night, played a couple more rounds of sequence, read our books, and we went to bed at 9 p.m. because we woke up in the middle of the night at 1 a.m. to watch the women lose the World Cup. So we were up for like 2.5 hours in the middle of the night. It was a little disappointing, but today we're just gonna keep it chill. We're just gonna hang out. It's like such a nice cabin. We're gonna walk to the cranberry cache, which is where the like sweet treats and coffee are. It's like a mile away, so that'll be our little exercise for the day. And then we're just gonna read and relax. The owners of this cabin, Beth and Tim, they're so sweet, and they are letting us stay here until our flight, which is at 6. One thing about summer in Alaska, it's super freaking buggy. Dylan is, he's not allergic to mosquito bites, so he gets the bite, but they don't cause an allergic reaction, and he woke up with some bites on his leg, so. Cabin, and we really enjoyed Lake Clark. Had a really great time.
Amazing.
Sad to leave. Another national park crossed off the list, but maybe we'll be back one day. Just kind of hard to get here, so goodbye, cabin. We were sad to head out of Lake Clark after an incredible weekend together in this beautiful area. We know that we'll be back one day, but until then, we're off for new Alaska adventures. The way back, we had a beautiful flight, but it was cloudier than the way there. still an amazing experience, and I hope that you also get to go. We landed back in Anchorage, ready to take on new experiences in Alaska. And we're back like we never left her. Hey, Vinny. That was a great weekend, and now it's time for the week to begin. I hope you enjoyed this magical weekend in Lake Clark National Park, and that I've inspired you to get out there and see the world. I hope you like and subscribe to follow along on all of our adventures.